Good morning, everyone. Guys, third Donald Trump assassination attempt thwarted, or so mainstream media is telling us. So when the initial assassination attempt happened and he was shot at and it grazed his ear, I said straight away, and I'll be quite, open and honest about this. I said, guys, look, I don't think this is a deep state, I don't think there's any sort of conspiracy here to dethrone Donald Trump before he actually gets elected. Now, the third time this happens, it starts to become really, really wild. I mean, he's either really upset someone, which maybe that's true, or there could be a concerted effort now to try and stop this before it even happens. So let's talk about the first two events then. The first event, I'm trying to do it disjustice. The first assassination attempt of Donald Trump. Guy on the roof, I said the snipers, they were key, and a lot of people were coming out and saying, look, those snipers should have shot this kid. Right, guys, it's not that simple, all right? There's a word for it if you do that, and this guy, like, how did those guys know that he wasn't just a kid up there wanting to take a picture? Until you can positively identify one of those long black things that are made of steel and things come out the end, you can't do anything because that's not a threat. And if you do, some of that, it's not Russia, it's the United States. That sniper would have gone to jail for a considerable time. Now, there was a buildup, there was a miscommunication, and I get that, guys, all right? I really do. I've worked in those environments. I've been on the radio myself trying to get in touch with people, a third-party asset, and they're just not listening to the radio. So then you have to send a runner to go and say, listen, you need to listen into your radio. And then there's, what's the word I'm looking for? There's sometimes friction between these two agencies, and there's a whole host of events that I could see could lead to that. And then there was the second attempt, by this pro-Ukrainian guy who was hiding in some bushes somewhere on his, on his golf course. So then I was like, right, okay, two attempts, and both guys have, like, the first guy, he'd been in a BlackRock commercial. Again, put it down to coincidence the first time. The second time, the guy had been in some pro-Ukrainian commercial out in the out in Ukraine. What I will say though is I'm going to assume that this guy learned to use one of those long black things that made of steel and things come out the end. I'm going to say he learned to use those things while he was overseas, while he was in Ukraine, because the media were reporting this as it was another platform, but it clearly wasn't. It was clearly one of the platforms that they used predominantly in that eastern part of Europe. And now we've got this third, what the media are saying, third assassination attempt on Donald Trump thwarted. So, guys, what is actually happening in the United States now? I don't think I've ever heard in the history of listening to things that we've had so many assassination attempts on anyone in such quick succession. So let's just go with what we can read now. And this is a live update from The Independent. I tried to look on US media because normally the country that the event happened in has a better spectrum of opinions and it knows more information than the others. So it's always good to go to source. Guys, there's hardly anything in the United States covering this. And I was like, what? How is this not like all over every news article in the United States? This is like a really big deal. In fact, can you remember the first assassination attempt where, some media articles had wrote, loud noise scares Donald Trump, or something like that? Guys, my opinion, my speculation, my analysis, I'm not sure if this is 100% correct, but the media was something like, large noise scares Donald Trump off stage. Yeah, do you reckon that, that person trying to shoot him, do you reckon that was a large, I mean, the context was right. There was a loud noise and Donald Trump was scared off stage. But that doesn't tell you the whole story, but it's still factual. So, this is why I always say all the information's all out there. You just need to be able to understand what you're looking at. Sorry, guys. Should I answer that? It's about Ukraine. No, we won't answer it now. So, all the information's out there. All the information is readily available. All the information's there. You just need to be able to separate the wheat from the chaff and know what you're looking at. It's like data analysis. You know, if you get bags of data, you know, it's just numbers on a CSV. You know, you can't look at that, but as soon as you put that into an Excel spreadsheet, you know, all sorts of wonderful stuff happens. So, you know, you need to look at this and you need to be able to contextualize what's happening on a greater spectrum. So from 4 minutes ago then, guys, third assassination attempt on Trump thwarted after man with guns and fake passport arrested near rally. Suspect Vem Miller, 49, apprehended at Coachella Valley rally on Saturday evening, but insists he is an artist and meant no harm. I don't know where we go with this, guys. You know, I really don't know where we go with this. It's really difficult to, you know, in the United States, it's legal, you know, guns, it's a lot different to, you know, guns are a lot different in the United States than they are in, you know, the United Kingdom. I read a statistic that like it was going around talking about different countries, how many guns per country there are per 100 people. And like, I don't know, like Sweden's got maybe 10 guns per 100 people, or, you know, and then another country's got 50 guns, whatever. And then I think the United States had 150 guns for every one person, for every 100 people. So there's a lot of guns in the United States. So people carrying guns, it's not an assassination attempt. It's just people carrying guns. You know, like if I was some parts of the world where I was qualified, you know, where I was legally allowed and licensed to do that, you know, there's absolutely no problem with me open carrying, concealed carrying. You know, it's going to be pretty safe. Now, the fact that they've arrested him, I think there's a lot to this story that's not being told because, you know, just because of that. But anyway, we'll go with what the media are saying. Donald Trump was allegedly the target of a third assassination attempt, California police have said, after arresting a man armed outside one of the Trump rallies in Coachella Valley Saturday morning. So that's pretty much all they're saying now, guys. You know, they're not really giving much more information about this. But how many more of these attempted assassination attempts do we have to see, or do we have to witness, or have to happen before we say, right, okay, guys, there's something bigger than this? So then you've got to ask yourself why. Why do they want, you know, if they thought that Kamala had a, you know, and I don't know if this is happening. I don't know what to make of it, but let's just go down that road. Let's still go down that spooky conspiracy lane. It's almost Halloween. Let's say that these are all, you know, targeted attacks. Just to do one of these, obviously, you know, you've got to get these people, and you've got to, whoever's orchestrating this, they've got to be separated enough so there's no comeback on them. Because if there's any proven comeback, that is a massive problem. So, but they're taking these risks. Now, are they taking these risks because they just don't like him? Or are they taking risks because of his political agenda and what he may or may not do when he gets elected? Now, there's lots of different aspects you can look at. There's the war in Ukraine. There's the war in the Middle East. There's the domestic policies. There's a lot of information he's saying he's going to release. He's got, you know, one of the Kennedys. He's got one of the Kennedys running with him. Not running with him, and he's one of the Kennedys is out there, and he's saying he wants to release all the excuse me, guys. He wants to release all the CIA files, so maybe that's got some sort of dimension on it. I don't know what to make of it, guys. You know, the first attempt, like I said, I can see how that can be a lone wolf operating alone. It's very difficult to spot. You know, there's people saying, oh, this guy did wrong, this guy should have doing that. Yeah, I get that. But all those failures, holistic, that's what they mount up to. The second attempt, was it really an attempt? It was, I'm going to say yes, there was a guy with the tools in that location. This one, was it really an attempt? Again, you know, this is what the Californian police are saying, so we have to take them at their word. Guys, what you can 100% guarantee right now is 2024 is shaping up to be the wildest year, I think, in human existence. We have got the global conflicts all over the world. Obviously, that's why they're global. We have got the world heading towards this conflict that I've been saying for a long time. It's going to be on an industrial scale. You know, we've got attempted assassination attempts of potential world leaders, ex-presidents. We've got you've got Israel fighting a 7-pronged attack. You've got the war in Ukraine, that's now a war. And again, nobody in Ukraine or Russia have ever declared this an official, they've not declared war on each other, but the Ukrainians have taken Russian ground and they're holding it, and the Russians have taken Ukrainian ground and they're holding it, and they're fighting every day, and people are coming back in body bags. So is that a war? It's just absolutely insane. Guys, like I said, 2024 is shaping up to be the wildest year in existence, and we have all got front row tickets, and we are watching in HD. Guys, that was the jux of the video. Third Trump assassination attempt. I've given you some background. I've given you some context. Will there be a fourth? Oh, I don't want to say yes, but it's looking like, as things get more and more desperate, it's looking like there could be. I remember watching an Eric Weinstein video, and he said that they won't allow Trump to be president. Who knows, guys? Anyway, I'm going back to grid. I'll get you guys another video later.